I'm glad I'm not in there anymore. So I've always hated anime for a really long time. This entire list provided by Tricky Yorker Date, it sums up everything I didn't like about it. And even to this day, it's sort of true. These tropes either make anime really boring or dumb, or worst of all, frustrating to watch. I never wanted to hate anime, but like, I had to watch it because The Office is gone from Netflix. I had no other choice but to watch it. I could have watched The Walking Dead or Breaking Bad, but let's not think about that right now. As somebody that used to hate anime, I think it'd be pretty interesting to give my own ranking on all the anime I've watched so far. So I've decided to make a video about it. My official ranking of all the animes will be coming soon. It'll be good, I promise. Yeah, why am I doing this? As we saw in the prologue, I've definitely gotten into anime, I think. But in the meantime, I wanted to rank the opening themes since, like, look at these views. I didn't know that these openings meant so much to people. So I wanted to do some research on this. And all I came up with was just people like them. But what interested me was they ranked them, but they only ranked them in the order of what songs they like, and that's really boring to watch. They don't really objectively look at these openings, like they only talk about the music, and if you're lucky, they'll talk about the animation. So that's where I come in, to figure out why people like these anime openings. Obviously, I didn't watch every single anime ever, that's impossible. So from all the animes that I've actually completed, those openings will be on this list. This will be a casual ranking, so I'm not gonna follow any rules like, say, like 2 out of 10 for fun, because you can't objectify fun. And I'm not doing that tier list stuff either that I explained earlier, because tier lists don't make sense for this type of ranking. It's like what pushes a B opening below an A opening. And are E openings like just not bad, or are they boring? What does E mean? What does the E tier mean? I think doing a ranking list not only gives a definitive answer for which one's better than which, but also stirs up some controversy, because who doesn't like a little controversy? Controversy. Alright, this goes without saying, but I'm not gonna rank these openings solely based on their songs, because that's what make these lists boring in the first place. Because, like, I could just give you the list of songs I like right here. Boom, look. Alright, I'll just read it and then end the video. Alright, I will admit that the songs are kind of important to how good an opening is, but if it's a bad song, it's not going to be ranked low because of it. Because the openings are not only music, but they're also animation. We're not going to forget that. Alright, I think that explains everything. We're ready? Nice, let's go. Oh no, who knew this list would start so poorly? Like, once I saw the Love is War opening, I needed to make this video to explain what goes wrong here. Like, a lot of people really like the song, and then they ignore the opening, which makes no sense. Like, this part right here. Like, the reversing and fast forwarding. Who does this? And, like, this is a slice of life romance comedy show. And this opening has Shidokune and Shinomiya with guns pointing at each other. Like, what were they thinking? And that's not only just the main characters, like the side characters too. They don't do anything. Like, Fujiwara's happy. That's all they got. Ishigami? No. Hayasaka? Nope, not you either. All these characters filled with so much personality has nothing in this opening. The 3 words I would describe this opening is unfun, inaccurate, and the animation is definitely difficult. And if you think that's it, no, it doesn't end there. If you watch enough of these openings, you're gonna see some cliches, like the characters standing back to back, like a white background, and all the characters running and just random dancing. And of course, Love is War has all of them. All of these ideas just work in theory, but it just feels rushed. Let's get on to the next one. Retsuko, come on, like, you have so many characters you could use. Like, not that every opening needs to be super complicated and stuff, but you only have the main character. And after the first season, not even Washimi or Gori come back. Like, it's just Retsuko for the rest of them. Retsuko definitely has the laziest opening. Like, any lazier than this is just no opening, which might actually be better. You know what else would be better? If we move on to the next spot. This is not gonna be an easy list, isn't it? Like, at least we have an opening here. This is definitely a higher step up than the last two spots. But that's not saying much. Like, the scene near the end, it's just a Microsoft slideshow. I will say, however, these cutouts of, like, these actors just dancing, even though it's not animated, it's technically the best thing about this opening. Like, we could talk about the music, the characters, the animation. What am I saying? This opening sucks. Watch it go.
Oh!
Jojo, Phantom Blood, does not have a very good opening. And now that half of you left, for those who stayed, thank you. And let me explain. First, a minor issue, but this opening's in 3D. Not that the 3D here is bad. It's more strange since the show itself is in 2D animation, but the opening is in 3D. It's still alright though, but here's the main issue. That beginning. The first 5 seconds at the beginning. So all you actual JoJo fans, imagine this through the eyes of a first-time viewer. You don't know what stands are, you don't know what these characters are. You're gonna be like, what's this? What's this? There's fists flying through the air. It's this. This ghost guy's everywhere. What am I doing? Anyways, if anyone's still here, yeah, JoJo. Not the best. Very overrated. Why do we have cardboard cutouts of the main cast? Like, come on, Kyoto. Other than that, the opening, it works. Like, all the characters, they're having fun. I don't know who they are or what they do, but it's fun to watch. But it does have my favorite character from anime, Yu, the Gibson Les Paul.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
For as much as the One Punch Man opening doesn't talk about Saitama at all, it's a pretty epic opening. Because, yeah, Saitama, he's so overpowered, he just punches everything. Then he punches some other guy, and then other monsters. Alright, this is actually pretty boring. The song here could only carry the opening so far. Alright, you can do this, you can do this.
Oh. We got it. Do we have to edit that?
Alright, Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. Not a bad opening, actually. There's nothing that brings it over the top, but it has what I consider the absolute minimum for an opening for an anime. Our main characters do their, you know, their thing. Uzaki-chan laughing at Sakurai, and Sakurai being confused. Our side characters here, like Ami and the dad, they don't need major screen time, but they still have to be there. In this case, they just do their one and only gag where they eat imaginary rice while watching Uzaki and Sakurai interact with each other. And now we finally have the first song that isn't just horrible. It's got an incredible bass line right here. Alright, so just like Uzaki-chan, we got all our characters here. We got Haruhi. Yeah, she's doing her thing, standing there. Oh look, there's Asahina. And look, there's Tsuria. Quickly move to the next clip. Oh man, we almost got demonetized there. I really like this part with Nagato spinning on the star. It reminds me of Kirby flying on his star. I wonder how that feels. Where do we start on the Dagashikashi opening? Like, we perfectly capture the childlike imagination that Hotaru has on Candy, or should I say Dagashi. There's so much Dagashi everywhere. Like, let's pause right here on this frame. Like, we got some sugar sticks, we got some jellies, we got a gumball, some sticky hands, tubes. Let's move on. This scene right here with Hotu flying to the Dagashi shop. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. It makes no sense. So the opening for Erased, do we have to talk about it? Yeah, we gotta talk about it. We finally got a smart opening for once. Like there's story. Not a lot of story, but there's story. Like we see the time traveling feature where we go to the past to fix the future, and then we experience the events in the future that make us go to the past to fix the past. And is that it? That's it. Did I miss something? This is highly regarded as one of the best openings in anime, and we don't have really much here. Like the song's pretty good, but what else do we have? We have nothing else. Oh man, we're gonna get into the boring ones, aren't we? Alright, well let's just try to scrape on by until we get into the good ones. Oh no, the cat's Chamiya-sen disagrees with the camera. What does that mean? Wait, it's a cat! How does it disagree with the camera? Alright, well, what do we got here? We got Haruhi, like he was directing the club, that's cool. Kion being forced to come to the club against his own will. Yep, that's pretty accurate. Koizumi and Asahina, they actually don't do much in this opening. That kind of sucks. Nagato's very accurate. So good job, Kyoto, you did it. You made the character with the least personality have the most personality in this opening. You know what, I'm just gonna show a clip from Haruhi-chan. There's nothing to talk about here. You're welcome.
What happened to you?
Oh, my face. Water.
Understood.
What are you doing?
According to the data you provided, I chose the option that was the easiest for you to react to.
Hoan and Cyan are duck walking. That's all we need. Best opening. No, we gotta treat it equally like everyone else. It's actually kind of cool to see every character from Shobarock here. Alright, we can do this. We can do this. We have all the bands here, like Shinkan, Crimson Token Figure, Zude Zude, Trichronica, Arca Rare Fact, Bud, Richard Love, Gritty Crystal, and Reaching Soul. And of course, Plasmagica and Mashumai Dash. Which, speaking of Mashumai Dash, let's go into our next spot. Oh, Mashumai Dash. Such a nice opening. Even though it's pretty simple, it's really nice. It's really refreshing to hear the characters sing the song themselves. Oh, I should have said that for the Keion opening. Oh well. And when that chorus hits, it just feels so nice. We have the same cardboard cutout problem like in the other Keion opening. Come on, Kyoto. But the song does fit way better here than the other openings. It's a really fun and bouncy song. It really fits the high school theme here. The environment explored here, it's just such a huge improvement on the other opening. It does show how important the song can be to make it 8 spots higher, huh? Am I cheating by bunching these two together? Yeah, definitely. But all the good stuff I say about opening 1 also applies to opening 2, and everything good about opening 2 also applies to opening 1, so I'm just gonna show clips from both openings and say this is the same spot. We have really good scenery here in the animation, like we look at the town in the background here, it's super detailed and we see all these buildings and shops and stuff. Norifumi gets to use a lot of shields in these openings, like Snake's shield and the Rage shield, that's actually all of them, but they can't show all the shields. There's a lot of shields. We see Reptalia as a child in slavery, which is really sad. If I really had to rank these, I'd put opening 1 just a smidge higher than opening 2, just because of that last frame with the Rage shield. It's so cool. Oh, ReZero. I believe this opening's going for the possible options that Super has in the story. Like we see Couché fighting the white whale by herself. Maybe he talks to Priscilla, then he gets ignored because Priscilla's not a very nice person. And the third option where he's slothful, he doesn't talk to anybody, he just goes in by himself. And the ending here maybe has a double meaning where going in by himself, and even with these individual characters' help, Amelia would just die anyways. We'll just wait and see what happens in the story. Now that we got the bad openings out of the way, let's get to the good stuff. Yes, and it took you so long and you finally did your opening correctly. You tried to show off everyone's personalities with cardboard cutouts, but it finally works here. Like these name cards, that's all you need. We know exactly what these characters are and how they act. Everyone here is having a great time with the song about high school and having fun again. Yeah, that's all we need. Now, what would be the one little detail that can make the can opening really good? It's only one little snippet where we can see Yui playing the Let's Fall really close. Is this playing accurate? On fret 8, trilling to fret 9. This opening is an actual episode from Love is War. Alright, well, not episode as in like episode 12, but it has the same structure as an episode. The arrow at the beginning symbolizes Shinomiya taking her literal shot for Shidogane. So Shinomiya makes a lunch to share with Shidogane. It messes up somehow, and Fujiwara interrupts. Shidogane fixes the situation, but then Shinomiya resets the relationship. And then roll credits, that's the episode. Yeah, Love is War, you finally redeemed yourself from season 1. Yes, I'm still mad at that. In what situation would this look good? This doesn't even happen in the show. Did they even watch the show? And another thing, why would they ruin these characters? They're so good, and now they have no personality. And another thing. ReZero sorta has the same opening both times, except here it's a lot more stressful. You see how much pain Subaru goes through all these timelines. Even though it's a little bit more generic, not having as many characters, it feels even more hopeless because there's only a handful of characters. Like, you talk to Amelia, he dies, you talk to Rem, you die, you talk to Ram, you die, you run away, you die, you die, you die, you die, 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 die. How does this opening end? Subaru dies. The Great Pretender has this minimalistic animation style that you don't really see too often in media. We see nearly the entire story of Great Pretender in the opening, and yet it's not enough details to know exactly what happens between the characters, but it's just enough to see like, oh, that I've seen that before. It perfectly sets up the atmosphere for the show, and that score in the back, man, it's so good. Haruhi Suzumiya, a fairly iconic opening. Like, what else could I say that hasn't been said before? I love how nearly every action's on beat with the music. This opening is just pure magic in its animation and character. Now we're flying through space. That's Haruhi for you. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, that the Gachi Gachi opening is so high up for the song alone. Although, to be fair, the opening is still pretty cool in the animation. And yeah, it's so fun to see Hotaru fly into the Dagashi characters during the break. But it is single-handedly carried by the song. That bass line, man, it's so good. such an action-packed opening. It's just that the heavy distorted guitars here, the animation censoring blood and the lyrics being a part of the animation, newspaper articles, the heavy use of smoking. Oh man, Black Lagoon is not one of those baby animes. No. This is Black Lagoon. Yeah, each time I watch the Black Lagoon opening, it gets better and better. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes higher on this list in the future. Oh man, yeah, this opening. Tomoko wishes she was as cool as herself in this opening. Tomoko is just so isolated from the public, and she is stopping herself represented by the chains. The song here is super video gamey, but it's also metal, like it perfectly fits with Automote. And the animation too. Usually these openings have a completely different animation style, but here it's still Automote, just with a few visual filters to make it look cool. Just look at how much Tomoko is struggling here, it's so intense. Oh, this is interesting. It is dubbed in English, and the English sounds just as good as the Japanese. Both is good. All of the Shoba Rock openings always have the best feel-good themes in its music and animation, and in its first season, it's no different. Each member of the band sings their part of the song, so it sounds like a real song, but it also feels like real music you could listen to. And wow, the colors in this opening, they're all here, all of them. And I can't describe how many details are in this opening. Let's take Retsuri for example. She's a left-handed guitarist, bassist, and in this one scene where all four of them are posing with their instruments, you see Cyan and Chuchu holding their guitar. You know, they're doing it pretty comfortably because they're right-handed guitarists. Moa, she's the drummer, so it doesn't matter what her dominant hand is. But Retsuri is holding her guitar in a very uncomfortable, awkward position because she doesn't play the guitar that way. And that's just one of hundreds of details in this one opening. I really like Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid's opening. The art style's like very clean, and it's so nice to look at. The color palettes are really appealing to the eye. The world is also completed in this opening. Like we see Kobayashi, she's at work, Saikawa's at school, the neighbors are no clipping, Shota's at home. Wait, what? How did they do this? We were this close to having a perfect world. It's also really sad too to see Toru really wish for Kobayashi's gratitude here. I love the song here too, it's really happy and uplifting. Who made this opening? It's Kyoto. We see all 5 quintuplets just randomly appear throughout Futoru's daily routine. Thankfully, it's not weird. Alright, it's a little weird. Why are they so short? Anyways, it's really sweet to hear all 5 quintuplets sing this opening. And easily the best part of this opening is this wedding scene. Now you have to watch the show, because who's the actual bride? Which quintuplet does Futuru marry? I guess we'll have to just watch the show and find out. Oh, come on. There was only one word to describe Little Witch Academia's opening. It's
magic.
Oh, I was gonna say it's good, but that's actually better.
Magic!
Yeah, this is a magical opening. Like, we see literal magic falling from the sky. And we see a younger Akko with the wonder in her eyes. And the orchestra's score here, it just completes the opening. All of Akko's goals when she was younger is being done here in this opening, where she's finally flying on a broom, and she's doing a magical light show just like Shiny Chariot did. And the rest of the side characters are watching this light show with the same wonder that young Akko did for Chariot. And it ends with Suzy, Lotte, and Akko flying off to Luna Nova together. It's a magical opening for sure. Wait, is that Koi? That's Koi. I did not notice that. Yeah, that intro. That's how you do it. This opening is a complete music video with 3 shifts in tone throughout the song here. The guitar riffs, the bass line, the drum beat. It is my #1 favorite song from all these anime openings. The animation keeps the continuity of Retri being left-handed. Each member is singing this part, this part. There's so many things to look at. Every time I watch this, I always find something new to look at in the background. Whether it's an important detail from the story or a symbol from another band, it's so many details. I forgot to mention this in the other Show by Rock openings, but the music is so fun that even the music notes are dancing. Just, yeah, that guitar riff.
I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
The older noir approach Cowboy Bebop takes for its opening, it's so perfect. There's no other way you can portray Cowboy Bebop better than the opening. We see in this opening that Cowboy Bebop, it's dark, but it's not depressing, elegant, but not too fancy, stylish and unique, mature, but a little silly too. As much as everyone respects Cowboy Bebop as an anime, everyone will equally respect this opening as well. Look, I'm gonna respect it and you're gonna respect it. But both of Golden Wind's openings, they're so close to perfection. I cannot put them any lower than this. And I can't rank them separately either, sort of like Shield Hero. So again, I'll show clips from both openings back to back. The amazing art style from the show is used for the opening. All of our characters use their stands and it's so entertaining to watch. Like, try to explain a stand to someone who doesn't know Jojo and they're gonna be really confused, but if they were to watch this opening, they'll have a way better understanding of what a stand does. And even in opening 2, we get to see the stands being used within the story itself. And the poses too. Yeah, Jojo poses, meme, funny, laugh now. But they are so cool here. I cannot believe the difference of quality between Golden Wind's opening and Phantom Blood. Just wow, Jojo. You guys barely missed the top 3. Which, by the way, let's get into the top 3. So here we are. These are the actual 3 openings that everyone should say is one of them S tier or one of them really good. No, they're not really. They are the best openings. I am so confident about the top 3 that even anime I have not watched, there is no way any other opening could be better than these 3. They have story, characters, and animation that are all so cohesive with the show itself. But we have a slight problem here. I can't rank them. Like, I'm still editing and I still don't know the order I should put the top 3 in. Any order works here. All 3 of these are perfection. You know what? I'll stop wasting your time so that we can finally get into the top 3. They're so good. I'm so excited for this. This opening is like the title screen to a Legend of Zelda game that we never got. The immediate immersion is insane. The atmosphere is built up so realistically. and in the world of Goblin Slayer, it's portrayed accurately. The theme of Goblin Slayer orchestrates the audience for what is to come in the story. The entire opening just revolves around Goblin Slayer's thought process around these goblins. You have to take these goblins out one by one to increase your chances of survival. It's symbolized by the dice everywhere. We see the rest of our party here and how they are all ready to take on the goblins alongside Goblin Slayer. That they know how many lives are on the line and the risks they are taking themselves fighting the goblins. And they will do so alongside the Goblin Slayer. This is how you do an any opening for any genre, style, or format of art. From the first time I watched this opening, I knew it was great. But after I ranked every other opening back to back, I didn't know exactly how good Evangelion's opening was. There are zero mistakes from the Neon Genesis opening. Every frame here has huge meanings for the story. What, you don't believe me? Boom. Kuraru. In only 3 frames, of course. There's no interactions or exchange of dialogue between any of the characters in this opening, but just from facial features alone, you know what their purpose is. Like Shinji's progression from his blank stare at the beginning, and then he moves into a slight smile, and then once he's in the Ava, he has these cold, dead eyes staring back at the camera. There's just so much character representation without any stupid cardboard cutouts or silly animation. I feel that Neon Genesis represents all of this form of media in a single opening. Just iconic. Yeah, Beastars. Beastars takes number 1. Every single good thing I said about other openings on this list, Beastars is great in all of them. No, it's not only great. It is the best possible outcome for every criteria for this list. We'll start with this. Beastars easily takes the most unique animation style for these anime openings. No questions asked, no contest, it's not even fair, it's not even close. The Wes Anderson stop-motion animation fits so well with Beastars and the characters here too. From the human-like postures of Haru to the feral movements of Legoshi. Then we can move on to the music. Thematically, the song here fits so well with the story of Beastars. It's such a unique choice of music for an anime like this. Even though we are in stop motion, we can see so much character in Legoshi that he is in disassociation with himself throughout the entire thing. Even in this scene, he's hiding from Haru, even though he's the Grey Wolf. And in this scene, when Legoshi makes eye contact with Haru, he realizes how happy he is to be with Haru, so he's dancing and he's finally smiling too when he's with Haru. But then he realizes how horrible it would be if Legoshi were to devour her, and it turns the scene back to nighttime. But why does the scene turn to daytime out of nowhere? At first it might not make sense, but you have to look at this from Haru's point of view as well. So let's rewind it and look at this opening from Haru's point of view. Haru has the suspicion that she's being stalked, so she turns around and looks behind her. But since it's so dark, she's a rabbit, so she doesn't have very good night vision, so she doesn't see anybody. She gets scared and she instinctively starts to run away. Haru trips and falls here, and all she sees on the ground is a predator with a salivating mouth and a darkened face. Just keep in mind that Haru doesn't have very good night vision, so she has no idea who this person is. When these characters' eyes connect, the scene turns to daytime, and now Haru sees a happy Legoshi. Haru realizes this mysterious predator at the beginning is gone, and oh look, it's Legoshi, my friend. Now I'm safe again with Legoshi. And this revolves back into Legoshi thinking how horrible it would be if Legoshi were to devour her, since Haru sees Legoshi as a friend, but he was that predator that was about to devour Haru. This is just the opening. I hope I finally opened your eyes to what openings have to offer over the song itself. Just Beastars. It doesn't have my absolute favorite song, but it has my favorite opening. But what about the animes themselves? Well, in that case, I'll see y'all in a few months in my official ranking of all these shows in all their glory. Have a nice day.